Day one on Maui, after we got our rental car, we went straight to the road to Hana. The views were amazing. And one thing that we noticed while we were on the road to Hana was everywhere you went, you could pull off to the side and find these waterfalls, almost everywhere. So I had to take the drone out and capture a couple places that we saw along the way. You could find ridge lines like this one, where waterfalls just on both sides as far as you can see. But eventually we made it to our first stop, which was this hike with a cave and an arch. It was beautiful. I watched videos about it and really wanted to see if we could find it, and we did. My wife would want me to say that for this hike, it is not the most kid-friendly. I'm a very experienced hiker. I love hiking with both of my kids, so I was confident in doing it, but just for everyone else who follows, be careful. Super glad we're able to make it and find this spot. It's in a kind of hidden secret spot, but if you're on the road to Hana, watch out for it. It is out there. As we continued our drive towards Hana, we pulled off close to Hanamanu Bay. That's the bay and that's the stream. And we followed the stream bed going up towards the waterfall. And the stream bed seemed to go on for a long time. Very exhausting, especially trying to stay out of the water. But eventually, if you stay persistent, you get rewarded with this beautiful 400-foot waterfall. Of course, I had to jump in at every waterfall I go to. The water was cold and there were freshwater shrimp everywhere. But that wrapped up day one on the road to Hana. Eventually we made it to Hana that evening. We grabbed some dinner in town and then we stayed at an Airbnb in Hana close to the black sand beach. The morning of day two in Maui, we drove about 15 minutes to Waimoku State Park, or Black Sand Beach. Very popular spot. Normally people have to get reservations. Because we are Hawaiian residents with the Army, we did not, which was awesome because it's always packed with limited parking. We were only there for about an hour and a half, but that was more than enough time to be able to see what we wanted to see and enjoy the beauty of this little area. And then there's a blowhole at the end of one of the spots. Everybody was standing, getting splashed by water, so it was a lot of fun. On the opposite side of Hana is Kaihalulu Beach, or Red Sand Beach. And it's on the opposite side of a hill that's next to Hana Bay. And it has red sand. Kind of strange. Not the best water for swimming because it's a little rough, but still very, very beautiful nonetheless. Then after a long day, we went to one of the many food trucks in Hana.
We're at this little place with all these food trucks, and we went to Hana Dogs. I got the hobo dog. Look at that. He's in his little beach chair on the table with our fan. And Andre got the, what is it called?
Bacon cheeseburger dog?
Bacon cheeseburger dog. All right.
For day three, we continued past Hana to make our way towards Haleakala National Park. And on the way there, we found Waimoku Falls that had this bath type thing that I'd watched in videos before, and I had to check it out.
Halfway in the bath. We're basically in it. Half of myself anyways. Alright, the famous bath.
Once we arrived at Haleakala National Park, we began one of our two trails, Kuloa Point, or the 7 sacred pools. Very short hike, but well worth it, and it was a good little warm-up in preparation for the waterfall hike. The next section of the park we explored was the Pipiwai Trail. We were super excited for this one because it leads to Waimoku Falls, which is a huge waterfall. Lots of banyan trees and bridges to go across all the water because there are tons of waterfalls throughout the hike. Eventually, we made it to the base of Waimoku Falls, and it was beautiful. We were both super glad that we decided to do this hike. We knew it was going to take a little while for us to do, and we'd been on several hikes already, but we're glad that we committed and we did it. 2 miles there and 2 miles to come back, but a very family-friendly hike. Highly encouraged. That evening, we had to go the reverse way back to Hana to make it to our second Airbnb, which was in Wailuku. For day 4, we decided to take things a little slower. Started off the morning with breakfast at 62 Market before making our way over to Maluaka Beach, which is where Turtle Town is, and we ran into a couple of turtles ourselves. So after exploring some of the southwest side of Maui, we decided to go grab some Indian food for dinner, followed by some dessert, and we called that a day. For our 5th and most packed day, we started off with Stillwell's Bakery and Cafe breakfast in Wailuku, and then we headed up the west side shore to take in all the sights. Eventually we made it to Pu'ukoai, which is the legendary cliff that an ancient king, Kaheki'ilis, would jump off in the morning as part of his morning routine. We stopped at the Olivine Pools next, followed by the Nakalele blowhole, which was going really strong while we were there and incredible to look at. As we kept driving, we were going to go to another beach much further down the west side until we saw all these cars parked on the side of the road, and we decided to pull over and see what was there. And we found this beach called Honolua Bay, and it's a marine life conservation district, and there's no parking there. You just pull off on the side of the road. There's just cars stacked on both sides of the road. The water itself was beautiful. It wasn't like a black sand beach, but when you got in the water, the ground was dark. It was black and rocks. So it was clear. The videos we got did not do it justice because the phone was not working very well through the water, but it was actually a really, really cool experience to be there. At the end of our last day, we finally made it to Haleakala National Park summit. It took us forever to get up to the top. It just seemed like we kept going deeper and deeper into the clouds. There are a couple spots we were able to stop to take pictures just so you could see that we were at the cloud level with Maui underneath us. But eventually we made it to the top. There was one parking spot left. We took it and we were able to watch the sunset. Last little sliver. Oh, there it is, there it is. And obviously, as you can tell from what we're wearing, the summit was much colder than the rest of Maui, but totally worth it. And we came prepared with a blanket and a hoodie. But that concluded day 5, and that concluded our Maui trip. At the conclusion of this video, we wanted to thank all the people that we met while we were in Maui, those that made us feel loved, and those that helped us feel the spirit of aloha. We definitely felt welcomed, and that helped us in our experience there in Maui. 5 days was not long enough to experience all that the island had to offer, so we are looking forward to going back to Maui one day.